Next up at UFC Vegas 85, we have the fierce look from Renato Moicano. Tell me that isn't Blue Steel from Zoolander. Taking on
I kind of look like Moicano. Both good-looking dudes.
yeah, no, they're so handsome.
I think that if these two had a Muradov, they would make me.
Had a Muradov? I mean, I guess I kind of get it. Maybe I got to watch the video. We got Renato Moicano taking on Drew Dober. Renato Moicano, 17-5 overall, 3-2 in his last 5, coming back after a year away. Taking on Drew Dober, 27-12 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, coming off that knockout win over Ricky Glenn. This is an interesting fight because Renato Moicano is probably the better fighter. He's a high-level BJJ black belt. He's also a very technical striker, and he doesn't really have stoppage power. He doesn't have that one-punch knockout power, but he has volume, he has a good pace, and he has the technique. We saw that in his fight with Brad Riddell. He was outstriking Brad Riddell, and at one point in time, Brad Riddell was the Tiger Muay Thai striking coach. So Renato Moicano, very good striker, very good grappler. Problem is, almost no power, and I think he can be a little bit chinny. He averages 2 takedowns per fight with a 46% accuracy. But as we saw in that Riddell fight, he doesn't even need to shoot a takedown to get a scramble or get a submission. Taking on Drew Dober. We know this guy by now. Great chin, both to look at and for function. People are going to say his chin's not there anymore. Frevola, yes, Matt Frevola knocked him out, but I don't know what evidence there is to say that he has no chin anymore. He didn't get rocked against Ricky Glenn or anything like that, but I have seen more than...
He didn't get rocked against Ricky Glenn.
But my point is, people in the comments are like, his chin is gone, Frevola ruined. Frevola knocked him out cold. That doesn't mean his chin is gone. Cold. Well, but I'm saying that doesn't mean his chin is gone. That means that he was dropped by one of the harder hitters.
Technically, his chin did go.
Anyway, we got Drew Dober.
It was in the Lost and Found. I don't know if he picked it up after the fight. We're going to find out if he went to find that chin after the fight.
This isn't the fight to find out. Renato Moicano doesn't hit hard. This is not the fight to find out.
Clip it
Drew Dober.
I can't wait for that.
Drew Dober, technical striker. He is a kickboxer. And he's going to bait people into thinking that they can strike with him because you can land on Drew Dober. And people will connect, and instead of going to a grapple-heavy game plan, they'll be like, oh, I'm having success. They'll keep throwing punches, and then Drew Dober's going to land that big shot. That's exactly what happened against Bobby Green. Bobby Green was the better striker. Bobby Green was having success. Drew Dober blasted him in the second round and got it done. Moicano's a good-sized favorite here. When I broke this fight down 2 weeks ago, he was a minus 145 favorite. He is now a minus 175 favorite. I get it. He's a technical striker. He's a high-level grappler. But I do think he is chinny. He does get hit a lot. He has not fought in over a year. I like Drew Dober here. I have a small money line bet on Drew Dober. I think Drew can trick Moicano into a striking match and then land big, heavy punches. The reason it is a small bet is I fully recognize how good and dangerous Moicano is. But I'm still going Drew Dober here. What do you think?
So I have a little bit of history here. You mentioned Drew Dober and Matt Frevola, and I sat here, as I do every Tuesday. And you guys should like and subscribe to the video if you're new around here. And I sat here and I said that Matt Frevola was going to knock out Drew Dober. Got a lot of hate for it. Angela, I think you would agree. That week,
I also picked Matt Frevola in that fight. Yeah, we both were on that side.
Cool, bro. He was my lock of the week, and I was the first person that said that he was going to knock out Drew Dober. Right? I didn't sit here and be like, "Oh, Matt Frevola, he's going to be my pick," but you got to be careful because Drew does show. Because that's a guarantee. That's how you broke it down. I sat here and said that Matt Frevola was the faster fighter, was going to beat him to the punch, and was going to knock out Drew Dober, and everyone laughed at me all week. That's exactly what happened. I'm telling you, and I'm sitting here right now, and I'm telling you this. I believe, I don't know if he's going to get the KO win, but I believe that Moicano is going to knock Drew Dober down in a style that Charles Oliveira knocks people down with just a nice straight shot. Because if you watch that Brad Riddell fight, he was landing some really nice shots. He's shown some really nice improvements with his hands. I think he's just going to continue to improve. And as you continue to improve with the technique, the power comes behind it. And Drew Dober, that wasn't the first time he was knocked down against Matt Frevola, right? We've seen him, and that's why he was known as the Crimson Chin guy, because he could get knocked down, but he would always get back up. And he started to make his way back up against Frevola. He wasn't completely knocked out in that fight. But if you get hurt, against these guys like Charles Oliveira, right? It's a club and a sub. I believe that he is going to knock down Drew Dober. And when he gets knocked down against Moicano, if you go to the ground, guess what? Game over. You're probably going to get submitted. I would not be surprised if Moicano comes out of this with the KO TKO. People are going to be like, oh my God, Jacob, you fucking idiot. He's never knocked out anybody. He has 0. Nobody has a knockout until they have a knockout. Moicano is too good and too high level to just go his whole career without knocking somebody out. It's going to happen eventually, and I think it can happen to Drew Dober because I don't think Drew Dober is really that good. He's got power. That's about it. If he doesn't find the power, I think Moicano can win the striking exchanges, and obviously if it goes to the ground, Moicano's going to dominate on the ground. I'm very high on Moicano in this fight. I think he wins however he wants to. People are going to question his chin. I think he's been fine at 155, but Drew Dober's got power. That's about it. And I think Moicano can beat him to the spot just like Favola did. So I'm pretty high on Moicano this week.
Yeah, I don't see the knock. I totally could see Moicano winning this fight. Technical striker, if he avoids a firefight, can have some success. But I don't see the Moicano knocking out Drew Dober. I just don't see it.
Well,
certainly submit him. He could certainly submit him.
It's okay. You're not an envisionist like I am. You see stuff and it's black and white. It's cut and dry, and this is what the numbers say. But I'm an envisionist. I'm an imaginary. I sit here and I dream all night, and I put those dreams into action. A lot of the week and all this stuff.
Sure.
And I've pictured it and I can see it. And Renato Moicano, I believe in you, buddy.
Cool. Frederick Anthony said McKinney almost finished Dober as well. Almost is the key word, and McKinney is very good and very dangerous. So, if anything, that just showcased how insanely tough Drew Dober is and not a slight on him or his skill set. I totally understand people picking Moicano. I don't think it's ridiculous. You're not going to get a rant and rave out of me. Yes, baby red.
This was, for the last 2 weeks, all I've had is people messaging me, Drew Dober's lock of the week, right? He's got to be lock of the week. He's got to be.
Yeah, I see a lot of that.
So I went into this thinking like, oh, people really like Drew Dober. Let me see what they're seeing. I didn't fucking see it.
I'm not gonna. I only have a half a unit on it.
Again, you said
I
you
get
wouldn't
it.
argue. Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, again, you don't want to lose another one.
Sure, this absolute clown. If you want to, you're gonna spend the $8,400 on Moicano. You think he's gonna knock him out? That's a great price point. So I imagine you are. I think whoever wins this fight will score incredibly well. So I do think you kind of got to pick your side here. Obviously, if Drew wins, it's a knockout. I don't see Drew winning a decision. So it's going to be a knockout. And if Moicano wins, potentially a submission. I don't see a knockout, maybe a decision. But if he wins a decision, that means there's a ton of volume there and he had some success. So either way, if you want to unlock all the picks, the bets, the round line leans, I just added a bet while Jacob was talking to the premium member channel. Don't say what it is out loud. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. At the top, you can unlock that bet and all of the other ones.
I like it.
I only did half a unit, and I was sitting there. I was like, should I do a full unit on this? But let's leave it alone. You know, safety Angie Safe. They call me Mr. Safe. The Safe Man.
What else? Keep going.
Safeway.
Let's see the improv here. Keep going.
Safety.
Get your wife in here to write a script for you.
I write my own scripts. Thank you so much. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. At the top, it is only $10 a month. Real quick before I pivot, somebody tweeted, did I send you the tweet where it said, yo, Moicano's crazy, where he was just being like wildly racist in like an edited video?
He's a pretty, people like him. I've never watched his stuff, but if I see a clip, it's usually pretty funny. He's a pretty funny guy.
I mean, it was bona fide racist. Like, it was during, I'm assuming it was during like BLM stuff, because it was like I couldn't believe he posted that. And somebody tweeted it, and I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. So if I find it, I'll share it. Before you go, let me give you $50. Anybody who goes to WeWantPicks.com/bets and signs up with any one of our affiliate partners gets $50 as a thank you. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you.